Hi, I'm Dani Gasparini, and welcome to this segment of Penn Voice. I'm joined today by Liz Rosinski, who is with the Harvest Festival, and also by Buffy Martin-Tarbox, who is with the Peninsula Humane Society SPCA. And our very, very special guest, probably the most important guest, is Scarlett, who is happening to be sitting on Buffy's lap. But Scarlett, welcome. I'm so excited that you decided to join us because you are the guest of the year. We're here to talk about the Harvest Festival and all the unique things that the Harvest Festival does bring to San Mateo County. And then we do want to talk about the Peninsula Humane Society as well, because it's kind of a fun partnership that you've all built over the years. So Liz, tell us a little bit about the Harvest Festival this year.
So the Harvest Festival, we're the largest indoor arts and crafts show on the West Coast. We've got over 24,000 different American handmade arts and crafts, jewelry, pottery, photography. We've got about 250 artists who are all entrepreneurs. They're small business people. They really rely on our show as a platform to kind of get the word out about their art. We also, have live entertainment throughout the day. We have a kids zone. It's just a really fun, family event, shopping, holiday environment.
Give us the location and the dates.
Yeah, so we're going to be at the San Mateo Event Center November 9th through the 11th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday and Sunday, and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday.
And if we visit the website, we can see all of the schedule of entertainment and what's happening throughout the day. It's kid-friendly. You've got kid zones and all sorts of fun things where you can just grab some food and actually enjoy the entertainment, as well as do some shopping.
Yeah, exactly. Visit our website, harvestfestival.com. We've got it all there for you. Kids 12 and under are free. And our Kids Zone this year is going to be, we've brought back, by popular demand, the gingerbread cookie decorating. So that's always fun for the kids to do. Right.
So one of the unique things about the Harvest Festival is actually you utilize some of the proceeds that you receive for the Harvest Festival, and you support the Peninsula Humane Society. So, Buffy, tell us a little bit about the Peninsula Humane Society and some of the things that you're able to use these proceeds to support.
Well, the Peninsula Humane Society and SPCA, we were founded in 1952. So we've been around quite a while helping the homeless and abandoned and injured animals of San Mateo County, including this little love here, Scarlett. So Scarlett is 10 years old. She was found as a stray in San Mateo County, and she actually came to us with some pretty serious health conditions, which through the generous donations from our donors and our supporters, we were able to provide that care for her to make her adoptable, and it's called the HOPE program. And that's one of the programs that actually allows us to save the lives of about 150 different animals of all kinds of animals, not just dogs and cats. As an open door shelter, we accept every single animal regardless of species. That includes everything from gerbils to snakes to turtles to tortoises to dogs and cats. And through the HOPE program, we were able to save her life, and now she's available for adoption.
Well, hopefully by the time this program airs, which will probably be in about a week, I keep doing that. Scarlett will already be adopted. But should someone be interested in bringing home a lovely, friendly, loving individual pet from the SPCA, Peninsula Humane Society, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, so you can visit us at what we call our Center for Compassion, which is located at 1450 Rollins Road in Burlingame. That's our adoption center. We have 3 floors. We have dogs, cats, small animals, reptiles, exotics, all available for adoption. We're open 7 days a week. We're open on the weekends from 11 to 6 p.m. and weekdays from 11 to 7 p.m. So you just come in. It's a very inviting, very friendly space, and you can see the different animals that we have available for adoption. You fill out an adoption profile, and then you sit down with our counselors because we want to make sure that it's the correct match.
Right.
You may fall in love with an animal like Scarlett if you see her on the show, or fall in love with an animal online that's available for adoption. It may not necessarily be the right fit for your family, but we'll make sure to guide you towards one of the animals available that would be the perfect fit for your family.
And my understanding is each year at the Harvest Festival, you do have animals there that are ready for adoption. So families can interact and they can see actually how the children do with whatever the particular cat, dog, wild bird. No, it might
I think we're just doing cats and dogs this time, right?
So, and it's a great sort of way to introduce families to your services and what you provide.
Yeah, so you can actually adopt through our mobile adoptions at the actual Harvest Festival. So as you're drinking, some wonderful things that you're finding there and nibbling on some tasty things and buying from local artisans, you can also take home an animal.
And you bring up a great point, Buffy, and that is, Liz, it's not just what we might consider jewelry or textiles at the Harvest Festival. There's also edibles from great jellies and cookies and anything that someone might make in their own home kitchen, if you will, or studio office.
Right. We have a ton of specialty foods. We have an artist who does honey, and he has hives from all over California. So when he comes to San Mateo, he pulls the honey from the hives that he has around. Yeah, locally. So it's very cool. There's really everything under the sun. There's, ornaments, there's things that can be personalized. That's one of the things that sort of also sets our show apart is, lots of vendors will create something custom for you. You can get your names etched on things of grandkids, so it's definitely a personalized experience, and you can kind of talk to the artist too and learn about how they got started. Everybody has such a cool story. Right. Once you sort of kind of talk to them.
And will you do your valet services once again? I was so very lucky, and I don't know if this was just happenstance or it just happened to me, but I had a very, very lovely gentleman help me take all my bags out to my car.
Yes, if you get big purchases, we have kind of like hand trucks that will help you get out there, and show staff is always super helpful. So yeah, and we have a parcel check as well with the Peninsula Humane Society, and we encourage donations. They can hold your packages there while you go shop. Right. And of course, they get half of the proceeds from all our shopping bags sold as well.
Great. So lots of ways in which we can shop and shop with good conscience. We can be giving back in many different ways. So one of the things I want to make sure that our audience does know is that, in fact, all of your vendors, if you will, are what you call juried. So there is a selection process that they will go through in order to then sell their products and their products within the festival.
Right. Yeah, we ask that anyone who submits applications submits photos, videos of them actually in step-by-step process of making their craft. Obviously, it's to ensure that everything's handmade in America, and we also do the jury process to make sure that there's a wide variety of items, so that we're not too heavy in specialty foods or jewelry, that there's kind of an array of things that people can see.
Right. So it's kind of that place where I think if you want an activity to do with your family, just go, right? Mm-hmm. It's just something where you don't even have to have necessarily a particular thing in mind. It's just a wonderful family activity, girlfriends, because you're going to find food. There's places where you can have lunch. There's places where you can buy things to actually eat, or there are also lots of samples, which is some of my favorite things to do, is going up and down the aisle sampling.
You can almost fill up on the samples.
Right. And so lastly, if someone does in fact visit the mobile vet and they are interested in adoption, are they obligated to take the pet at that moment, or are there times in which they would come back and then go through a more formal process? How does that happen?
Yeah, so it can be either, but we don't hold animals for people. So if there's an animal that you meet at our mobile adoption at the Harvest Festival that you really want to take home, we would recommend taking that animal home immediately that day, because we can't take it back to the shelter because perhaps somebody wouldn't necessarily come back, and then that animal could miss out on an opportunity to be adopted.
So it's important for our viewers to know that if they are interested in adoption that day, that they are prepared to make that decision to adopt. And who wouldn't want to adopt Scarlett? She has just been, I have to say, one of our best guests. I love it when people don't talk back.
Good listener. Yeah.
She's a good listener, I tell you that. So Liz, we just have about a minute left. So what's the thing that you want to make sure that people know besides ample parking? They can purchase their tickets at the door and children's are free.
That this is just like you said, it's a wonderful family activity. It's a way to really get out and see things that you wouldn't see at the mall, support local art, local artisans, and actually see and touch and feel things that you can't necessarily do when you're shopping online.
Right.
So I think it's a return to that craftsmanship, and yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah, that one of a kind.
That one of a
right?
kind,
That
yeah.
one of a kind piece of artisan. So the Harvest Festival is one of my favorite things. And now that you're partnering with local community organizations like the SPCA and Peninsula Humane Society, what a wonderful thing to do for us to be supporting local folks, local community, and of course our four-legged friends, which is our favorite. So Liz, thanks again for bringing the Harvest Festival to us. Buffy, thanks for bringing Scarlett to us. You are a great steward of a very great little friend of ours. So we'll see all of you next time on Penn Voice, and I hope to see you at the Harvest Festival.